Right folks, in this video we'll have a look at the concept of built-in functions with Java programming. We've used built-in functions before in a previous lesson, in quite a few previous lessons, but I didn't use those words yet. The examples we did use were system out println. We've used that before. That is a built-in function. We've also used keyboard next line. It's another built-in function. We've used integer.parseInt, another one. Math.max, math.min, and a couple of other ones as well I haven't mentioned yet. So lots of things there. I'm calling them all built-in functions. So a built-in function in programming is something that carries out a specific task or function for you. For example, system out println, you know what it does. It sends information to the screen. So its task or function is to do that, to send information to the screen. Within the curved brackets are parameters. A parameter is just something that has to be used with it. Now in this case I've said enter number 1 as a string of text, and it is used as a parameter by this built-in function. So system out println, the built-in function, will therefore display enter number 1 on the screen, because that is the parameter I gave it. If I give it a different parameter, there's one there, it'll use that parameter and display that information on the screen instead. So a built-in function does basically one job. It's created for that, but depending on what parameter it's given, the parameter will give you a different result. Let's look at some more down here. This line here is waiting on the keyboard. You type something in, you press enter. So whatever you type in, right, it's very random. You can type in any words at all at the keyboard. It will remember that and it'll give the information back to the program. Right, so that's what that function does. It allows a user to type in what they want to, and then it's given back to the program. This other built-in function called integer.parseInt takes anything that's a string of text and turns it into an integer if it can. So if you type in 1 and 0 and press enter at the keyboard, which is what this piece does, this piece will then take that information and try and turn it into an integer, a whole number, so it becomes 10 and not 10 as a string. Let's look at the example here. Relating to the real world, as human beings, we eat things. So the first example says, eat a chocolate biscuit, which I do like to do. When that happens, this is what happens to us. Our body and our brain work together and they understand what eating means. Now, eating a chocolate biscuit, I have a chocolate biscuit in my hand. My body is then used by my brain. My brain locates the appropriate function, right? We all have functions as well inside us. So one function I've got is called eat, right? And it uses the supplied parameters. Now, the parameter I've got is chocolate biscuit. Because my body knows what eat means, my brain knows that, it tells my body what to do. My brain also knows what chocolate biscuit is. It can relate that together and it knows how to eat a chocolate biscuit. So therefore I eat a chocolate biscuit. And once I've eaten the chocolate biscuit, I return the result back. In this case, the biscuit's gone. The next one, eat a Mars bar. That's slightly different because remember, Mars bars have wrappers. So, eat a Mars bar, my brain says, locate the function and use it. The function I'll use first is, how do I take the Mars bar out of the wrapper or open the wrapper to use it? So that's that first one there. Then the next thing I have to do is eat it. So I move on to the next function, which is eating it. Therefore, I eat the Mars bar. My brain returns information back saying you've ate it, dealt with the wrapper, and what's left at the end? Nothing but the wrapper. Taking programming terms, there's one command there, system out println. That is a built-in function. There's a parameter, enter number 1. So programming code looks for this function called system out println, gives it the parameter, enter number 1, and then processes it and does it. So it basically shows stuff on the screen. Then it goes all the way back out. It doesn't return anything apart from the fact that it's displayed stuff on the screen. So that's it done. The other example here is using two built-in functions. It's using keyboard.nextLine to get information from the keyboard. So that's the first function being executed. That gets done first. So it lets me type something in. When I press the enter key, the second function, which is integer.parseInt, is being used. There it's there. and that basically converts it into a whole number. And in the end, when it's finished, it gives me back an integer, which is a whole number. So let's quickly go back to the code again. And as we can see here, there's lots and lots of built-in functions being used. And all built-in functions are already part of the Java language. They've been created by the people who made Java, and that's why they call them built-in. They've already been created by other people. They're built-in functions.